Hey guys, what is up? So today I'm going to be doing another video on my phone. Yes, I have been gone for like a month and a half, but school is absolutely crazy for me. Literally, I have no free time. But today I found a little bit of spare time, and I'm going to be doing something it's not really anything too big. I'm just going to be doing something kind of fun though. I'm going to be telling you guys my plans for my newest paper game. Now, you guys may be thinking, you never finish your paper games. And yeah, that's really true. But this time, hopefully, I can finish just because each section of the game is very short. It's gonna be under 10 pages each. But as you guys can see from the title and from here, this is Ipgs Medley. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna call the game. It's gonna have Ipgs Collection or Ipgs Tribute. That one does not sound well, but something along the lines of that. And basically, it's just gonna have a lot of his games and just obviously not the full game, but little snippets of it. And I guess this is a way to honor him. I feel like the PGC has been so dead, so maybe if you guys see this, maybe guys go work on your games. That was a really disgusting way I said that. But anyways, I thought that first off it might bring some inspiration just so you guys remember how just so you guys remember how I'm forgetting what I'm seeing. I'm just watching all this stuff, these notifications popping up. Sorry, but just so you guys can remember, what brought most of us here, and yeah. Also, I think it's gonna be a fun experience. He's had some incredible games, so many different types of games. So just putting them all in one game would be incredible. So let's go ahead and get started with the IPGS medley. So first, an obvious DBZ. So what I'm thinking is I might just go ahead and take all his fighting games, take a couple of the characters so from DBZ we have some obvious ones. I never really played DBZ or watched it. So I don't really know the characters too much, but I do know there's like some of the main characters, obviously Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Krillin, Raditz, I think, and I'm sure there's more, but those are some of the biggest ones, so big that even I know them. So I might take a couple from DBZ, I might take a couple from Naruto. We got Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, some obvious, the main three, Orochimaru, Rock Lee, whoever, Gaara, whatever. That's all I remember from the show. Fun fact, I used to watch it, but I forgot everything. Anyways, next, so that would basically be all the fighting games in one. And those are really the only big fighting games, even Fake Channel, who knows, maybe. So that would kind of be, it's basically a collection inside of a collection. Inception there. Okay, so then we've got Karate there. Okay, good. I was just checking sure if this is recording. I was like, sorry. This is a mess. Okay, so Karate. Obviously, what we're going to be doing there is going to kind of, maybe you're going to fight a couple players, and you guys know how karate was. It's kind of a silly concept, but I think it's a really unique one as well, where you're actually going to be punching stuff in real life. So you guys can take out your anger and play a paper game at the same time. So that's what karate's going to be. Parkour is kind of a vertical platformer, and I'm going to try to make everything similar to his style, so his art style and all. Obviously, won't be exact. I'll try to throw in elements of my own by polishing it up, because some of these games are just really pretty old. So yeah, but that's going to be Parkour. Maybe you guys know how there's multiple parts to it. Maybe I'll include one part, because the entire game was very short in the first place. So maybe I should just put in one part of there where you go to the school and find the gems. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch all his overviews. He's talked about all these at least once. Then we've got Dream World. So what Dream World will be is this is my favorite one because it's very easy to incorporate into the game. But basically, there's going to be an X, and you have to draw your own way out, and you have to make your own character, add some accessories onto him or her, and you're just going to go ahead and try to get to the X using your own creative ways, similar to Scribblenauts. Next, we've got Nerf. It's just a shooting game, and I don't know, that used to be one of my favorite games for sure. So it would be really fun to just make a little snippet of it. the fun part for me is that these games aren't going to take a long time to make. And even alone, even if it's going to be 10 pages of Dream World, it's still something. Like, you could still play it, and I could probably make a 10-minute video on each one. Next, we've got Spongezilla. So this is kind of a platformer. The platformers are quite similar in the gameplay, which is probably, it's kind of, more not as unique as some of the other ones. But the thing about it, though, is I just like capturing the theme. So I choose some of my favorites here, which I'll go over later on. So there's Spongezilla, and I'm thinking of just making a jellyfish mode, which I did in my unfinished paper game of SpongeBob, but also it's kind of where you collect jellyfish. So this one could be a little bit bigger. I could have a little platforming part, or I could have the jellyfishing mode. Okay, next we've got Pokemon. So you guys know this. What it's probably going to be is it's probably going to be almost a free battle. Like, there might be like only about 20 or so Pokemon. There might be like, it's probably going to be pretty balanced. So there's going to be like 3 evolutions, so that takes care of about 9 Pokemon right there. And then might be like 2 legendaries, and then the rest are just random other Pokemon. Some of them might have 1 evolution, but none of them too high. And that's just gonna kind of balance the game more, so there's a little bit more variety. There'll probably be like 1 town and maybe 1 to 2 routes. So Pokemon is one of my favorites there. Next, we've got Ben 10. So Ben 10 Old Generation, you guys know. It's also a platformer. It's a little bit harder, but it does add the unique Omnitrix there. There's only going to be probably 4 to like maybe 4 or 5 aliens, just because, guys, the characters are going to take ages, and I never really knew a lot about Ben 10, so it's going to be kind of hard to recreate it, but I'll take some of my favorite parts out of Old Generation. Like I said, each one of these is most likely going to be around 10 pages, unless it's like a very replayable game, such as DBZ. Like, that game, you could play on the same fighting page as many times as you want. Next, we've got Ariana. This is going to be an adventure game again, so a platformer, and this one, it's again gonna have this time the double-sidedness, whatever, and it's also gonna have the same theme. So again, like Spongezilla, it's just a platformer, but it's with the theme that you guys all know and love. Next, we got Star Wars. Again, kind of the same idea. This one might be a little bit more known, considering it's Star Wars, one of the most famous series of all time. What is with me adding random S's of all time? But anyways, that's definitely going to be a fun one to make. And yeah, next we've got Dora. And this, again, I try to appeal to everyone. I didn't hate the Dora games too much. I thought it was a pretty cool concept. It's kind of like a platformer, but, you guys know the riddles, and that's what I remember most from it. So there'll be a few of that, whatever. I'm horrible with grammar. I don't want to keep talking about this. I'm finally free of some schoolwork. Let's not talk about this. Okay, The Gods is another one of those platformers. It's a little different though. If you guys play God of War, if you guys probably know all these, but I'm just gonna try to explain it. But God of War, it's basically going to have those cutscenes where you're going to move head to head or onto his arm and rip off parts of his body and stuff like that. So you guys, if you play that will help me a lot in the description. If not, I probably just sound like a violent psychopath. Next, Baseball 2K10. I never got to see it, but I was just thinking of a new baseball concept. If you guys knew, I made a baseball game before, and kind of you flick your pencil, and depending on how hard you flick it, that's how hard it's going to go. The ball is going to go, and you're going to have to do a button combination to catch it and to hit it at the same time. So you don't get a strike. You have to hit this button combination. But this time, I think that was a little bit weird. This one, you just have, as you level up, so as you get as a better player with better stats, such as catching, such as throwing, such as batting, and once you level up, you're going to level up those stats, and eventually it's going to add to the dice roll. So it will probably be 2 dice, so there's going to be 12. So for example, if you roll a 7 and you have a batting of 3, then you're going to actually go 10. Whatever that means in context. What does 5 mean? What does 1 mean? Whatever that means, if let's say it goes 1 square away, then that would go exactly relative to that measurement. I think I just explained that like, oh my god, that was such a bad explanation. You guys will have to see it though. Guys, thumbs this up for the semi-revival of IPGS. And let's hope that I finish. Please, guys, I need your support here today. Especially, I need to, muscle through this game because I'm probably going to be quitting very early on. So I'm going to try to start on it later today. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye.